with family. They love the family, they love the movies.
Hello and welcome to Film with Family. I'm Austin.
And I'm Zach.
And we are
And
two
I'm
cousins.
Lavinia.
All right, take two. Let them do their intro, okay?
No, it's okay. And that's Jamie.
Not like Mickey Mouse Club.
Let's go back. Okay, start again. Just do it again.
No, I love this. So we're going to keep going. And we are two cousins who like to talk about pictures. Specifically, the last picture. Yes. Today, we are discussing Peter Bogdanovich's second feature film from 1971, the Oscar-winning classic, The Last Picture Show. And helping us to discuss this monochrome masterpiece, we are joined by a mother and daughter duo who are very close to my side of the family, specifically my father, but I know you know my mom too. They are friends of the family, Jaime Moyer and Lavinia Hart.
Hello.
Hello.
And for those of you who don't know, Jaime is a comedic actor you've seen in AP Bio, Modern Family, and Bob's Burgers. She's also an improviser, playwright, and right now she is starring as Mary Lou in Hulu's new comedy, Mid-Century Modern. And joining her is her mom, Lavinia Hart, and she is a teacher, director, performer, was the founding artistic director of Detroit's Attic Theater, and led the MFA acting program at Wayne State University. We are so excited to have you both here. Welcome to the podcast, Jaime and Lavinia.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. We are so excited. I don't think my mom and I have ever done a podcast together. We've both done them separately, so that's exciting.
That's so cool. Yeah, Lavinia, you've been on a podcast before. What have you done before?
I think this is my first podcast.
Yeah, right.
But it's not my first Zoom. During COVID, I did something that I didn't think was possible. I taught an acting class while living in Tacoma, Washington, and the acting class was for a university in Florida. And it was a semester-long class, and I loved every minute of it. The actors could not get away with faking a second because the camera was right on them.
Although my mom, don't you remember saying to me there were a couple people you thought who maybe had their monologues taped all around the camera? They were
Oh yeah.
Yeah, easy to fake in that situation. You just have it on the screen. But yeah, so great to have you both here. And Jaime, I think that you and Zach somewhat have met maybe before.
Yes, didn't we meet at a theater in Ferndale maybe?
I think it was maybe the Ghost Light or at Planet Ant in Hamtramck, because I live in Hamtramck.
Yes.
And I do some stuff with Planet Ant, and I think it was after a show or something you were in maybe, and I think we had a brief introduction. I was like, I know, or Glenn and Liz are my aunt and uncle, and you connected that, so I think we met. I don't remember when. It was years ago. Yeah.
No, I remember that. And I need to say to Austin, your parents really, I love them both so much. And I have a story that I would like to
yes,
share.
Let's get into it.
Is now the time?
Yes,
Well,
let's go.
and my mom's going to have way more than me. So let me just throw mine out right out of the gate. Number one, I used to babysit you, Austin, and I gave you a doll that I knit with yarn at the Waldorf school, and I gave it to you. That's how much I just adored you. Yes.
Oh my gosh! Wait, so what year was that? Because this is how I know. Because my dad's always like, Jaime used to babysit you. When I talked to him, he said it was just once. But do you think it was?
It was more than once. I wouldn't have given up my precious handmade doll for once. It was more than once. Now, what year were you born?
87.
Okay, so I would say it was probably like 90, 91-ish.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
And so that was when we were in the Ferndale house?
Yes, in the Ferndale house, and maybe pre-Drew.
Yeah, because Drew is 92.
Yes. Okay, well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my one thing. And then my second thing, Mom, I'm going to tell the story about when you directed Of Mice and Men.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. Yes, I just found this playbill in the 1706 house when we were cleaning it out. I found the playbill and I was like, "Wait, Mom, like, was this where you and Dad met, or like maybe conceived me?" Because it was like 86, like 87 or something like that. But yeah,
Yes, and your mom played Curly's wife.
right.
And so I always adored your mom. I thought she was so beautiful, and she always had this beautiful hair and just a kind spirit. And I just always thought she was so lovely. And so my mom directed Of Mice and Men. And spoiler alert, if anyone's familiar with the story, Curly's wife is accidentally,
Gets her neck snapped, right?
neck snappy. So I was at rehearsal all the time because my mom at that time was a single mom, and so I would always be down there and I would watch the rehearsals. And so comes to, I'd see that scene and I hated that scene and yada yada. Well, it comes to the night of the first preview and I'm in the audience and then all of a sudden that moment happens and I hear this terrible breaking of a bone and I become I gasped. Every person in the room gasped. I was inconsolably worried. I thought, oh no, he's actually hurt her. And the lights come down, then the lights come up, and out walks the guy and the dog. And I'm like, why are they still going on with the play? What happened to Lizzie? And then she comes out for curtain call. She's fine. So immediately after the show, I said to my mom, in my language, it was pretty close to, what the hell was that all about? Mom, tell us what you did.
Well, you're actually, Jane, you may not remember it, but Glenn asked me for permission. And what he wanted to do was stand just off stage of where that piece of stage combat was happening.
Mm.
No, I do remember that. I didn't know that at the time. It wasn't until after you told me the following story. So when you guys hear this, you'll find this very interesting.
He snapped a chicken bone
into a microphone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And it did have such a visceral impact on the audience. I think far more than your dad even expected.
Yeah.
That's just the way his mind runs.
Because it's like that crunchy bone sound. Yeah.
After I knew what was happening, that part would come up, Zach and Austin, and I'd be like this. I was a little girl. I'd be like this in the audience. I can't wait to see how they react. Like once you knew, but up until that moment. So yes, I love your mom and your dad, and I really adore them both, and I wish I could spend more time with them.
Well, I know they love you both as well, very much so, and I mean the Detroit connection is strong, but you guys are living in LA now. Yeah. So, I mean, like I always associate both of you with Detroit. When did the LA move happen and how's it going out there?
I think most people do associate us with Detroit, even though I've been out here since 2009 and my mom has been here now 2 years. So I'll tell you my part and then she'll tell you hers. But I moved out here when the film incentive left Michigan. We had a great film incentive and it got taken away. I got my SAG card in 1 month. I booked 2 things back to back and I loved, I would have probably never left Michigan, but the film incentive left, the Second City closed there. I was part of the Second City Detroit. So I moved out here and just started pursuing my career. And my father had already left and moved out here to pursue his acting career years prior. So my mom and my dad met in college. And so he's here now with my stepmom, Ginny. They've been married well over 30 years. And then my mom was in Michigan. Then she moved to Washington State. And Mom, you can take over.
Wow. Well, I hated leaving Detroit because from the day I got there, the red carpet was just rolled out. I grew up around the Seattle theater movement, which not a lot of people know about, but Seattle had a huge number of children's theaters, and it also was the home of the Empty Space that started the experimental theater that kind of was in the inspiration for the Chicago Loop movement for some of those theaters.
Cool.
It was started by students out of the University of Washington, and I got to work with them in Seattle, and then when I got to the Midwest. This is so funny. I taught school for 1 year, and some of my friends rolled through town in Washington. They were on a national tour, and they spent the night in my apartment, sleeping in sleeping bags on the floor. And my oldest friend and I stayed up talking all night. And the next morning, I turned in my resignation as a teacher. I finished the year out, and they said, "Well, what are you going to do?" I said, "I don't know, but I'm going to be an actor full time or die trying."
So are you from Seattle? Or are you from Washington?
Yeah, I was born in Tacoma, and Jamie's dad and I met at our undergrad in. This might be pertinent to the movie. We met at our undergrad in a little town called Ellensburg, which was the third largest rodeo town on the West Coast. So it was a lot of cowboys. And I fell in love with a guy who was in the master's program in the theater department. And he lived in this area. And he had a horse already. I bought a horse. And we rode the mountains all around the valley, and it was Cascades and Stewart Mountain Range, and we just had a great time, years and years. Nice. And we're friends, after Marlon and I married and he married, and we all stayed great friends. And I would go to visit my horse every year until she died. And nice. A lot of what I picked up about life was on my horse, riding with my old friend who worshiped the ground that Ben Johnson walked on.
Oh,
and
yes.
That's because Ben Johnson started out as a rodeo performer, a trick rope wrangler, and then he got hired to move some horses to L.A. By Howard Hughes, I think, and then John Ford used him as an extra, and then he got picked out and started doing featured parts, and that's how he became an actor. So we saw every movie that he made. I can't even remember all the movies, awesome. But when Ben Johnson came on, he was like the star of the show, no matter how small the part.
Zach grew up with horses as well. So we did a Seabiscuit episode with his mom talking about horses. So
that's so cool.
I gotta listen to that. I've never seen Seabiscuit. Zach, am I in trouble?
Yes, you are.
It's pretty good as far as horse movies go. It also has Jeff Bridges, so that's a connection to Last Picture Show.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm curious about how Glenn and Lavinia met up, or what's the story there?
Okay, all right. So just to wrap it up, when I started out at the Cleveland Playhouse. Good fortune. I only sent out one application, one headshot, one audio tape, and I got hired at the Cleveland Playhouse because someone in their apprentice company had quit the same day my application came in. They read it and said, okay, because it was getting time for them to get the apprentice group rolling. So, my guardian angel fixed that up. And I moved to Cleveland, Ohio for that at the Cleveland Playhouse. And then from there, I moved up to Michigan and got into the Academy of Dramatic Art at Oakland University, which it was founded by people from the Royal Shakespeare Company.
With Curtis Armstrong, Booger from Revenge of the Nerds,
right?
One of the founding. People.
So he became the co-founding director of the Attic, and we started that theater company straight out of school, the same way that Empty Space had started in Seattle. And little did I know, but in Chicago, the theaters are doing the same thing. Northwestern, I think, they founded Steppenwolf with company members from Northwestern. So, we just kind of stumbled along until we realized we had a whole theater movement going nationally that was different than regional theaters, which started in the 60s with Jacqueline Kennedy in the Kennedy Center. And so, we were right in step. And Glenn, gosh, I wish I could remember the very first time I met Glenn, but he worked with Jim Moran and David Bernstein from the Ann Arbor movement, and he got into the Midnight Theater show about the ape, the astronaut, and the angel. And we did this on Fridays and Saturdays at midnight. And Glenn, of course, was the astronaut, and he had an astronaut costume, and he'd walk around Greektown passing out flyers in his astronaut costume. And because it was wintertime, his helmet would fill up with air and get foggy inside, and he wouldn't be able to even see how to get back to the theater. So he would just be staggering around like he was on the moon, and people would have to tell him how to get back to the theater to get there for showtime. And that show was populated by crazy people. 3 crazier men together you would not find. And I don't think the public fell in love with the show, but I did. And after that, we tried to put Glenn in a show every possible moment, because he was the most crazy and dedicated person that I had ever met working in the theater. And I only knew one other Texan, but after meeting Glenn, I made an assumption that everybody from Texas was as wild and crazy as Glenn Pruitt, and not too many people have disproved that.
Yeah, right.
I think I was right about that.
That's amazing. Do you have early memories of my dad, Jamie, like when he was doing these plays with your mom?
Oh yeah, for sure. My favorite would be another show she directed. My mom's the most amazing director, and her shows were always so good. But she directed a show called Dogman's Last Stand.
Right.
Glenn played Dogman. He had to eat milk bones on stage. And he was so good in that show. And then my other one is they were in Fool for Love together by Sam Shepard. And the picture on the flyer was them in a heated kiss. And I was like a kid, and I go, I don't like this flyer. This is inappropriate. You're a mother. So I didn't get to see Fool for Love as much as Dogman's Last Stand. I watched that one a lot, but Fool for Love is pretty adult content. But I just always knew him to be a great, great actor and just a wild guy, And then your mom, of course, the most wonderful actress and so beautiful and kind. Just always so fun to be with. Calm. She's a calm person. They were very different personalities, though, too.
Yeah. Well, I've got actually my dad's take on his early encounters with you, Jamie. I wanted to play that sound for you.
Oh, interesting.
The audio is not great, so forgive me for that. But here, I just want to play you this because I think it's funny.
I remember Jamie did not like me in the beginning. She did not like me in the beginning. She was like, Glenn Pruitt, my mom's going to fire you. What? And then, then it wasn't, I don't think it was until I did Dogman's Last Stand, and you came into the picture, that she started warming up to me, and we've been pretty much friends ever since.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you have it. Well, pretty accurate. Now, in my version of the story, I don't even remember him until then.
I do have an image of Glenn picking you up and carrying you out of the rehearsal, the theater area during Tech Week, and you were kicking and screaming. You were so mad at him. He had just had enough, and he wanted you to go and sit in the lobby for a while. You were driving him crazy.
That's so funny. He's like, he's gonna get her out of here.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Well, I had one other question for you, Jamie. So you're in this show now, Mid-Century Modern, playing Mary Lou, with Nathan Lane.
Yes,
which
it was
we just covered the Birdcage.
another one of my favorites.
Yeah, so we were just curious, like, what's he like to work with? You got any Nathan Lane stories?
I really do. So I did. I love how it sounds as though I'm on every episode. I'm in one, but I had the best time. It was so fun, and that show Mid-Century Modern is shot at Disney before a live studio audience. So my mom and my dad and my stepmom were all in the audience on the day, and my friend Denise. But so when you're doing a live in front of a studio audience multicam, you rehearse a ton so that when the day comes, it's not just you're ready for the audience. All the cameras have to be ready. Everything has to be perfect. Who's panning in, yada, yada, yada. So it was a week with Nathan Lane and Linda Lavin, who passed away just 2.5 weeks after our episode was shot.
Oh,
she was a consummate professional. Nathan Lane, it was like watching a master class. He was so precise in his delight. It was really fascinating. And Nathan Lee and also Matt Bomer in the cast. It was fantastic. And then my friend Vanessa Bayer from formerly of SNL, she was in the episode I was in as well. And Jesse Tyler Ferguson, I had played his neighbor on Modern Family. He was in the episode. So it was a reunion of sorts, and directed by James Burrows, and working with him. And James Burrows was as placid as a lake. And so Nathan Lane was so friendly on and off camera. It was a joy to work with him, and I couldn't keep my eyes off of him. Every move. There was a move where he goes out of the swinging kitchen door, and it's all about going to see
Donny Osmond. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And so he goes walking out of the door, and then Matt Bomer says in the other room, "Yeah, I guess we'll get to the casino." And the door just swings. "Casino, you say?" And it's like, it's his timing.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Yeah, maybe I'll just bring a little bit. Maybe I'll play some blackjack. Not a lot, just a little, just for fun." And so it's like boom, boom, boom. It's like every line is just killer. So I couldn't have had a better time. And it was so an honor to do that gig. That was such a fun booking. And they haven't yet heard about a second season, but it's the creators of Will and Grace. You would imagine they'll have a second season.
Yeah, it's so cool. And yeah, he is such a genius. And do you guys do any like improv or anything? Like or is it just, you go in with your scripts and you just do the lines and that's it. That's it. Okay.
Almost every show. AP Bio is an exception. They let me pretty much do whatever I wanted to. And a lot of the lines that made the cut are improvised lines from me.
Yes. Wait, hold on. You have to describe your character because it's so funny. Like you're always kind of like talking to somebody off screen.
Exactly.
You do it better justice than me.
The bit is that she's live streaming the whole time. And the bit is that she's what an influencer would be in Toledo, Ohio. So people are liking everything she's saying, but her live streams are very mundane. So I'm just going, "Yeah, I went and got some barbecue ribs at that new restaurant on 3rd Street, but you wouldn't believe it. They weren't there. They were kind of tough, to be honest." And so they would just let me go on. And then you're looking at the screen, and it's all these hearts going, yeah.
It's just a stream of like crying, laughing, and hearts.
That was improvised. But these other shows, and I was on Parks and Rec, not a word. Sometimes at the very end, they'll say, "Let's do a fun one." But pretty much they don't want to see people improvising because it's so much time is money kind of a thing. And but what was funny about Mid-Century Modern is all week long I'd been rehearsing with the same bit the whole week. And we get to the live taping and they fly in, the producers and the creators and the writers, and they go, "Say this instead." And they gave me one take to do it. And that's the line that made the show.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that funny? So all week it was one joke and one time only. And that was really good because that's how they like you, and you're going to probably work with those people again. If the one offline is the one that makes it, that means they're pretty happy with the way you did it, right?
Yeah, that's interesting. You're such a great improviser. I remember seeing you, I think, perform at the DIA years ago. I think it was you and Keegan Michael Key and Tim Robinson.
Oh, yeah, 313 show, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, like the funniest improv show I've ever seen. But
we did some for Detroit Improv Festival. We did some shows together. Always fun to improvise. But I try to be so professional on these sets because they don't really want to hear my ideas.
Well, you got to go in there. You got to do your job. Get in, get out. Yeah.
That's it. In and out.
But you do still go back to Detroit. I think, Zach, you were mentioning like you caught something at the Planet Ant, right?
yeah, it was like a year-end Planet Ant thing that you hosted. It was like in December, like they kind of like, I forget what the naming of it. It's like year-end show.
Holiday blowout.
The holiday blowout. Yeah.
I'll be there, Zach, in August for Detroit Improv Festival. So please come see me. I'll be teaching too and
nice.
Doing shows. That's the August, I believe, 9th through 13th. I think,
Okay.
come on by. Now that we've done this, we will be old friends by the time we're done talking about this movie.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, actually that might be around the time that we're coming back from Canada, Zach. So I might be in town too during
Will you
that.
be there? Okay, I'll be there
Be.
the 6th through the 10th of August.
Oh, that's
I think we're
exactly
getting
what we'll
back.
be.
We're getting back on the 10th, I think.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Absolutely won't see you. Okay.
That's too bad.
Next time.
I'm curious, like between the two of you, Lavinia and Jaime, have you two ever like acted or improvised together?
Yeah, we have a blast doing that. A friend of ours, well, first of all, we did a world premiere play called Thursday's Child, in which I am a mother in her 40s who no longer thought she was fertile, but whoops. And Jaime is my teenage daughter, and I had two other kids as well that were in the show. And that was the first time Jaime and I got, well, no, it was actually the second time. First time Jaime and I got to really, really share the stage as a duo. And that was just quite an experience. There are only a handful of times that anybody ever cracked me up on stage to the point where I just lost it. And that was one of the times. Jaime was supposed to be helping me with the dishes, and she was being a real smart ass, if I can say that on the air. And
you can.
And so I turn around and I snap at her, and she had a roll of paper towels in her hand, and she rolled the paper towels across the floor and then walked across them like they were a red carpet, just like she was a fashion model, and got there and smarted off about picking up the next dish to dry. And I could hear our friend Kat and Sweeney from the light booth in the back of the theater howling, and the audience was laughing, and I couldn't go on. I just had to laugh with everybody else in the entire house. 300 people. She got us. She nailed it. And that was really one of the wonderful moments. And then Jaime and I did a 10-minute play called Insomnia, where I played 17 roles in 10 minutes, and Jaime was my child.
No, I'm the mom. You
were the mom. That's right. You were the mom.
I have insomnia. I can't sleep. So my mom played the sheep jumping over me. She played the clock. She plays the baby. She plays the toddler. And it's all about like mom.
I played a cat who was coughing up a cat ball. Yeah. I mean, a hair ball.
Where was that?
We did that as a fundraiser for the Heartland Theater. We did it at the Performance Network, and then we did it out at Jeff Nahan's school. Oh gosh!
It was a standing ovation for a 10-minute play the first time we produced it.
Yeah, and
amazing.
Taking a curtain call after Jaime and I have been on stage making people laugh so hard they were falling out of their chairs, and sharing the curtain call with her was like the biggest joy of my life.
Aww.
So that was really cool.
Well, wait, I thought also, were you not pregnant with me when you played a pregnant clown who gave birth to some balloons?
Yes, I was.
Well, that's the first time, Austin. That's the first time.
My clown name was
technically, yeah.
And the whole clown act was me giving birth to twins. Curtis Armstrong was one of them. He came out from under my skirt with a bowler hat and a black diaper and smoking a cigar. And and then Viv Hainault came out on roller skates, and they were my twins.
But it was really triplets because I was still cooking in there.
And you were there. You were in my tummy.
So Lavinia, you also lived with my dad for a time. I think it was like 2011, 2012. He lived with you in Ferndale?
Yeah, the east side of Detroit on Harvard Road. And Glenn was trying to save money for a final big move to Texas. And
to Galveston,
and we lived in a really fairly large house. We had a full basement with a bathroom and big kitchen, and not a big kitchen, but big enough. And so, Glenn had been staying with Arthur Beer and Mary while they traveled.
Right.
And so I invited him to come stay with us. And, I think that we had just learned that James had Alzheimer's. And so it was really good to have another person around the house. And Glenn was so much fun. He made himself right at home in the neighborhood. He traveled around on a bike, and he picked up, I never knew what was going to be in the backyard, because he would junk pick the most incredible stuff. And I remember he made a flower bed. We had some piece of plumbing where they had to dig up the pipe in the backyard and put in a new pipe. And so there was a mound of dirt. And I said, Glenn, that mound of dirt is going to take care of itself. He said we shouldn't have to move it around. But Glenn had to do something with it. It drove him crazy. And so he made an actual flower bed. He found the end of a bed and the head of a bed and put it at either end of where this pipe had been dug up. And then he got donations of flowers at flea markets where people were packing up and getting ready to go, and they didn't want to take some of their flowers with them, and he'd come home with trays of flowers, and he made a fairy garden out by our back porch steps.
A fairy garden?
A fairy garden.
Wow.
There was
hung all these little trinkets on them,
flowers, and he found a thatched piece of fencing and built a thatched piece that jasmine could grow in and out and through. And so we had this beautiful aroma of jasmine in the backyard. He wasn't all 100% successful. He was mowing the lawn one day, and I said, Glenn, these flowers are precious to me. They were like cornflowers, my purple cornflowers that I love. I showed him where each and every one of them were planted, and I came home and he mowed down everything when he was out there. And he had a weed whacker, and he just was so proud of the great job he had done. And I was just so sad to lose my cornflowers because I collected them over the years to have enough. And then just put his arm around me. He said, "Collateral damage, Lynn."
That's it.
Incredible. I had to get that story on the record.
Curious for Jamie, do you remember watching a lot of movies with your mom growing up, or what was like movies kind of role in like your upbringing?
My mom and I loved to go to the movies. She worked a lot, and so once a show would open, that's when we would do it. And I have memories of the following movies with my mom: Steel Magnolias,
okay,
Pretty in Pink,
nice,
Dirty Dancing, Dances with Wolves,
Terms of Endearment.
Terms of Endearment.
That's another Bogdanovich, isn't it?
Yeah, I love Terms of Endearment. That's one of my favorite. Oh, and I also had 2 R-rated movies at a young age that my dad took me to see, Purple Rain, and my mom took me to see Flashdance.
Oh, hell yeah. I see that Prince picture behind you.
Yes, there he is.
Actually, Jamie, did you mention Jaws?
Oh no, this is your story.
This is
I don't
a true
remember
story. True story. Jamie was about 3, maybe. She might have even been a little younger than 3. And Harlan and I had no relatives in Detroit, and so we didn't. There was no one who could babysit for us. That's why he built a playpen for Jamie in the light booth, and Jamie grew up watching shows from the playpen. Anyway, so she was with us when we went to see Jaws, and
it can't be the original Jaws because I just Googled it and that came out in '75. So I was not yet around.
Movies didn't always get their first showing in Detroit either, Jamie.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah. And we saw this at the Ren-San, and so that was never a first
Could be a
showing.
rep screening or something.
Oh yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
Sure. So anyway, we're sitting there in the back of the house, and I'm getting scared out of my wits. And Jamie climbed down out of her seat and started running toward the movie screen. And at the top of her lungs yelled, "I'm going to get that shark." I'm going to get that shark.
That's right. It scared my mom, and I didn't like that.
Wow, that's brave. Very brave.
I do kind of remember going to a midnight showing with you of Rocky Horror when I was really little.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, yeah. That changed your life.
Yeah.
Jamie, we didn't know anything about the Rocky Horror Show, so we saw it at a movie theater in Grosse Pointe, and Jamie just instantly memorized them and was doing the choreography. Yeah, she loved the R-rated stuff.
Yeah,
and she was,
and I still do.
Yeah,
we did a show about 2 gay men. And it was a little musical by William Finn, much of the falsettos. And Jamie loved it. And one day she was small, but she loved that show and loved the actors who were performing in it. And so I'm doing dishes, and I hear her singing out on the sidewalk at the top of her lungs. And she's singing to some classmates that lived in the neighborhood and had come over. And the song she's singing the lyrics were, "My daddy's a homo. What about chromosomes? Do they carry? Will they carry? Who's the homo now?" And I take her out. Take her back to the house.
I was running out the door. Get in here.
Show's over.
Show's over, everyone.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh, a quick correction. Terms of Endearment, not directed by Peter Bogdanovich, but it was written by Larry McMurtry.
Mike Nichols?
Oh, there you go.
James L. Brooks.
Oh, yes, of course.
I was surprised to notice in the credits that Bogdanovich and McMurtry collaborated on the screenplay.
Yes.
They were both writers for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let's get into the Last Picture Show a little bit. I'm going to set it up a little bit. So 1971, black and white drama, directed by Peter Bogdanovich, and is actually semi-autobiographical about Larry McMurtry's life in Texas. And Larry McMurtry, of course, is probably most famous for writing Lonesome Dove, which Zach and I and my dad and my brother covered at length last year.
Oh, yeah.
2 whole episodes.
Yeah. All the episodes, we went through everything.
You should listen to that. My mom loves Lonesome Dove.
Yeah. Amazing. And yeah, so that's what I know Larry McMurtry from. And I knew that him and Peter Bogdanovich actually did collaborate on the writing of Lonesome Dove because it was originally going to be a movie. They turned down the movie, and then Larry McMurtry wrote the book, got the Pulitzer Prize for it, and then they turned it into a TV show. So him and Bogdanovich have been collaborators, throughout.
That's really interesting. I didn't know that, Austin. That's a really cool thing.
Yeah. And so the movie Last Picture Show is set in 1951 in this kind of dying small town of Anarene. How do you say it?
I could barely read the name of that town, much less I should have tried to say it. It's like the vowels are really strange.
Let's say Anarene. So yeah, set in 1951, this small town of Anarene, Texas. Kind of a story about like fading American dreams, the post World War II kind of small town life, and I guess my first question is, this season is about fun. We are we are having fun this season. So when we asked you to pick a movie that you thought was fun, you gave us a few options, and this is the one that we chose. So what made you think of The Last Picture Show as a fun movie?
Well, I'll tell you, I had never seen it, so there's that. That was the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, nice. And I wasn't on the direct emails to this, so I just Jamie was my filter. And she just asked me what some of my favorite movies were, and this has always been the top of the list. In fact, when my husband, not Jamie's dad, second husband, and I were dating, we discovered that we both loved this movie, and we found that it was running in Canada, a rerun. They revived it, and so that was one of our first dates when we started going, was this shared passion for this movie.
Perfect.
And for so many reasons, but it does have some laughs in it, and some of them were laughs that I didn't even get until we came back and watched it after all these years.
I've seen the movie before, and I was kind of watching it in a new light, like kind of trying to see like where is the fun of this movie. And actually, if you think about it, like the whole movie is about people who are in a town that isn't very fun, and they're trying to like fix their boredom any way they can. And so it kind of is almost a perfect
the search for fun.
It's about the search for fun. And it's like,
that's why we picked it, you guys. So thank you. I'm glad you're finally seeing.
Yes.
We were confused at first, but it's actually genius.
Like how many mistakes can you make in a year and a half, which is the span of the movie, I think about.
Wow.
And then, hearing the mistakes that the older generation made, and they kind of become human. You just find out that they're fallible, and it's hard to believe that once they were the same age that you are, going through all this crap. They and just how that all unfolds. It's like slice of life. However, there's no time. It never drags. It's just crisp as it's unfolding itself, and brand new, even though it's about a dying town and an era in American history that really needed to be a bygone era.
Right.
So and so that's you just kind of find a joy in the way so much truth gets told, because there's going to be irony in it, and people just really stepping in it and doing the absolutely worst thing they can do.
Yeah, we laughed a lot watching it, and we also cried, and we also found it really depressing.
It's all of those things, and contains incredible performances, debut performances from Sybil Shepherd, from Jeff Bridges. Obviously, as we said, Ben Johnson gives an incredible performance.
Wow,
Timothy Randy Quaid.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I didn't even know he was in it. I didn't know young Jeff Bridges was in it. So I probably should say, like, I do consider myself a film buff of sorts, but with the many billions of jobs that I've had since I became a young adult, I don't always have time. But what did I know about this movie? And I always tell my students, my improvising students, you don't have to know everything, but you have to know a little bit about a lot of things, and you have to sell. You have to sell that you know.
Absolutely.
So what I knew about this movie, number one, was it was Sybil Shepherd's debut. Number 2 was Peter Bogdanovich. And
Right.
number 3, it was black and white. And I really didn't know much else. You know, if I had to sell it, I could sell that I knew more, but I really didn't.
Well, I mean, that's fine. I mean, so I guess like as somebody, well, Zach, had you seen it before?
Yeah, this is my second time watching it. I feel like I saw it maybe 8 years ago. A girlfriend of mine at the time loved it and made me watch it, and it blew me away. And I think we also watched Paper Moon that same weekend.
Wow.
Great
so
movie.
watched 2 great Bogdanovich movies right in a row. But this was my first time revisiting Last Picture Show.
Yeah, I think I saw it. I think I saw it when I was really young, like caught it on TV, maybe when I was in high school. And I remember being surprised at a lot of different elements of it. Like, when you kind of go into it, is sort of that, 1950s style, the black and white. So you're kind of expecting sort of like an old timey movie. But then the bras start coming off. And you're like, whoa. Like, especially as a kid, you were like, okay, this is a little more risque than I was expecting. It's like you kind of always associate that time with like more like a prudish behavior, but it's like, no, people were still getting back then.
Yeah, it's a very horny movie for sure. It might be the horniest movie
coming of age. Yeah, that horny coming of age. And also, by the way, what is a small town if not filled with people who don't have much else to do but have sex? Like
exactly, yeah.
That's how it be. That's how it be.
You play football. You have sex. You drink. You get into trouble.
You go to the Last Picture Show.
You go to the movies.
You actually go
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like the moments that made us laugh so much is all the people giving them a hard time about tackling and the sticks of gum when they're making out, and the kid in the water with the goggles on. Like there was so much that just was cracked, and a lot of great lines too, and a couple really good takes to the camera, like deadpan stuff. But to me, it kind of turned right when they went to Mexico. That was funny, and we're all going, ah ha ha. When they got back and he was passed away, my breath was taken from my.
Sam the Lion.
That's what it was. Sam the Lion. I didn't expect that moment.
Yeah, so Sam is played by Ben Johnson, who you were saying, Lavinia, that you really admired. Like old cowboy actor, and gives a Oscar-winning performance in this movie.
Yeah.
I wanted to play his monologue that he gives at the tank. Like right by the sea, because I just think it's just such a beautiful monologue that we should just listen to and maybe have a few words about it afterwards, because it's just so well performed. Let's just take a minute here.
You wouldn't believe how this country's changed. First time I seen it, there wasn't a mesquite tree on it. Or a prickly pear neither. I used to own this land, First time I watered a horse at this tank was more than 40 years ago. I reckon the reason why I always drag you out here is probably I'm just as sentimental as the next fella when it comes to old times. Old times. I brought a young lady swimming out here once. More than 20 years ago. It was after my wife had lost her mind and my boys was dead. Me and this young lady was pretty wild, I guess. In pretty deep. We used to come out here horseback and go swimming without no bathing suits. One day she wanted to swim the horses across this tank. Kind of a crazy thing to do, but we'd done it anyway. She bet me a silver dollar she could beat me across. She did. This old horse I was riding didn't want to take the water. But she was always looking for something to do like that. Something wild. I bet she still got that silver dollar.
Whatever happened to her?
Oh, she growed up. She was just a girl then, really. Here, let me help you then.
Just amazingly performed.
And
I love how it just slowly pushes in on him, and just you get like such an intimate, one take. It's just gorgeous. Yeah.
Look at the comments on this YouTube video. One says, "It's not the old days that we miss. We miss being young." That's like such a profound take from that scene. Yeah. I love that moment. That was probably one of my favorite moments in the whole movie, was this scene right here.
Yeah, and I think that's what won him the Oscar.
Yeah, I feel like his character is barely in the movie until that point, and it's like halfway through the movie or maybe farther in.
But he does,
like almost like a Dame Judi Dench 13-minute Oscar-winning moment, right?
Yeah, just steals the movie for a little bit.
Yeah, he was actually up against Jeff Bridges as well, and this was like Jeff Bridges' first big role. Yeah. He got an Oscar nom right out the gate. Yeah, he's incredible in it as well. Everybody does such a great job. It's just so realistic, and I do think that there is that one line, like when Sam is when they bring Billy back from his like encounter with Jimmy Sue, and they bring him back to Sam, and he's like, you didn't even have the decency to wipe off his face, just gives that one line, and you're just like. Yeah, you feel bad too. Like you feel like Sonny. You're like, damn. Yeah, sorry, Sam.
This is the thing that is so powerful in the movie, is that he and it comes up again when Ellen Burstyn is talking about him, and she said he was the only man who ever knew the value of my worth. Ben Johnson's character, the way he
Sam,
cared about. Yeah, the way that he cared about Billy after he'd been with the prostitute, shook those boys, and they would never forget what he said to them, and it was about decency, and so this decent man who loved this woman, and how she loved him is kind of a universal prototype of and you see it a lot, I think, with the guys from Lonesome Dove. He's like a decent man, but he's not going to show it to anybody, and he's not going to talk about it to anybody, but you just know that there's this great human being who knows what the world is like as it's passing by, and he's not going to get trampled by it. I just love that.
Yeah, McMurtry has like such an incredible way of depicting these characters who are flawed, but have like such a moral center that like just is like unbreakable. That like, it's like, I made all these mistakes, and maybe I'm like a drunkard or whatever, but like I'm a good person, like in the end.
Yeah.
And like,
well, that's the thing. Earlier when I said I had never seen this, imagine my surprise when a lot of these other people started running across the screen,
right?
And including Ellen Bernstein, right? And the lady from Private Benjamin. I thought the women did a great job in this. I thought that the three main women in town, along with Sybil Shepherd,
and Cloris Leachman, who plays
stellar performance.
Ruth, and she won the Oscar for that performance as well.
Yes, she should.
Sybil Shepherd, of course, is just, this is her.
When Randy Quaid was on the screen, I'm like, oh my God, it's Randy Quaid. Like, I was so surprised.
Yeah. It's so funny because Sybil Shepherd, to me, when I was a kid in the 90s, my mom was obsessed with the Sybil Show. Yeah. And so do you remember that show?
Of course, yeah. And Moonlighting, because Curtis Armstrong was on Moonlighting. I watched that all the time. Oh,
okay. Yeah, with Bruce Willis.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And Sybil Shepherd.
Right, yeah. So, so in my mind, Sybil Shepherd was always the woman from the TV show, Sybil. Right. And then when I was like, this was her
talk show, or what was that?
No, it was a sitcom.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was a sitcom back in the day. And like, it's that theme song is like burned into my brain. Like,
loving one who loves you and then taking that vow. Nice work if you can get if you get it, won't you tell me how?
I don't know, like I just have these vivid memories of like sitting around with my mom and like her watching Sybil.
I love that.
But she just looks incredible in this movie.
Oh yeah,
and she's
gorgeous.
just her innocence, and then like her turn away from innocence as well. Like, you know, she just kind of hooking up with everybody in town, but like she displays this like just such a sweetness and this innocence as well. But I just love how they light her, you know, just like this, like,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
so beautifully cinematic. It just looks like
Yeah.
a fantasy.
One point I said to my mom, those can't be her real eyelashes. Like the camera's right in her face, and I'm going, look at those beautiful mink stoles she's got on her eyes.
Yeah, incredible.
Wow.
But she was only, I think, 21 when she made that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Jamie, I said, the piece of gossip I remember about it is that she and Bogdanovich had an affair during the shooting of the movie, and how could he resist her? And look at how he did bring out her beauty in those close-up shots.
Yeah, and
incredible.
And I think Bogdanovich's wife at the time was also the costume designer.
She's the production designer.
Or the
Holly
production.
Platt.
Yes, yeah. So she was like
not so happy.
Well, she was interacting obviously with Sybil Shepherd the whole time, and then like my dad was telling me some story about how Sybil Shepherd was trying to take like the boots from her performance, and Polly Platt was like no, and then Sybil Shepherd said later it was like because she knew that I had took her husband, and so yeah, like there was all this. I mean, this movie is so steeped in sort of gossip, and you know, it was actually happening behind the camera too.
Oh my Lord. High drama.
Yes, exactly. Do we want to just open it up to like, are there any like favorite scenes or lines that jump out to you?
I wrote some notes. Let me read them off to you real quick.
Yeah.
They're complete non sequiturs. I like this line. Your hair sticking up looks like you smelled a wolf.
Who says that?
I think Ben Johnson says that to one of the boys.
Yeah, there's so many great little one-liners. I like the one Ellen Bernstein line where she's like, 40 is an itchy age. You know?
Yes.
Something like that.
So good. It's a great
one. I mean, a lot of that is McMurtry. Like a lot of that was just ripped straight from the book.
Yeah, he is so brilliant.
I can't read my own writing. Does this line jump out at anyone? Just tell me if you've heard this. Said by Ellen, everything gets sad if you do it long enough. Everything gets something if you do it long enough. Is it sad? I have like what looks to be an A. Everything gets sad if you do it long enough. I wrote that. And then I wrote, being crazy about a woman like her is always the right thing to do.
Oh yeah, that's another Sam the Lion sign. Yeah, I wrote that line.
Sam the Lion, right?
My last line I wrote down that I absolutely loved is from Cloris Leachman's character Ruth at the end, where he comes back over and she says, you know, she's telling him she's not into him, and she says, "I'm around that corner now. I'm around that corner now. Like I'm done with you."
Yeah.
But what a sad and beautiful ending, though. She just, you know, she gets, you know, she feels so bad for him. I think she goes for it again in the end, probably.
Yeah.
I think the ending touched me more this time, way more than other times, you know, and it's always lump in the throat time. And is she going to forgive him? You know, maybe she shouldn't. Oh, is she? I hope she does. But just that soothing, never you mind, really got to me this time, because life is so hard right now, every day. And I was talking to your dad about this. You just get up and there's some new, like, just horrible offense out there that just makes you want to crawl back in a shell. And I had a friend who was talking to me about this. We were texting back and forth, and he spent a lot of time in Mexico, and he started a service for immigrants in Ellensburg, and he just used Spanish when I was saying, I go to the marches. I don't know what else I can do. What else can I do?
Right.
And he just sent back this statement in Spanish, no te preocupes, which means don't worry. Don't worry yourself. It's like that. Never you mind. There are things that happen in the world, and we're not going to be able to change it. One person can't.
Yeah.
And you just have to go forward and do what you can, but you can't break down. You can't give up. And that's what I got out of her. Never you mind.
She's going to forgive him because he's already so plagued with the death of Billy and
everything. He's just had it.
Yeah.
He's trampled and she's trampled. But that never you mind really, really somehow that's soothing. That's so Mother Earth. And it just kind of made my day.
Yeah, and it's beautiful, and it's interesting too because that line to me kind of comes through Sonny's actions with her, because she's obviously so upset and she's throwing the coffee can around and she's saying it's your fault that I didn't get out of bed and I didn't change my clothes and all this stuff, and she's screaming at him, and then he just grabs her hand and he doesn't say a thing. He just kind of holds her hand, and she just you see her kind of melt and then look at him and just say, you know what, you're right. It's just like, let's just be nice in this moment and forget about it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, no matter what, let's be kind to each other.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a sad ending, but it's also like, there is like a sweetness to it. But, I was listening to Bogdanovich talk about that, and he was like, we can't end the movie like that. He's like, it's just a sledgehammer. So that's why they like bring up the Hank Williams again, and they do the like kind of the bow and the curtain call with like, bringing up everybody's name and like a little shot of them at the credits.
Oh, is that right? Because he was like, I can't send him out the door like this.
Yeah, it was like, give people a chance to kind of dry their eyes or whatever. But I mean, just so many beautiful moments.
Jumped out at you guys. Like I'm curious. I would just jot down those stream of consciousness. But like, what did you guys notice if it was your second viewings, most of the three of you?
Yeah, I was really impressed by the guy who plays Sonny, Timothy Bottoms. I don't really know this actor from anything else, but
and his younger brother was so good as Billy. The two of them,
right? And it's his brother. So I mean, like, I feel like this is definitely like his signature role. There was something about him, and I guess the movie in general too, that was sort of reminding me of David Lynch. I mean, David has been in my head so much this year because of his passing, and I know. Have you been to the Big Boys, Jamie?
I have, only for research, not because I love the food there by any means.
Yeah.
We have a funny quick story where my mom loved Twin Peaks so much when it came out on TV. That's what was on in my house when she had the time to watch.
Amazing.
And so we were driving through the town, and she wanted to show me the restaurant where the pies are.
Yeah.
But she went down a one-way street and she got pulled over. And as my mom is wont to do, she gave the cop major attitude. When she gets pulled over, she goes the opposite of what a person normally would do.
Wait, so you guys were in Washington?
Yes.
Like headed to like the actual, what is it called? Like
driving
Tweeds?
Up the mountain pass where Twin Peaks was.
Yes.
It's North Bend. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have been there too.
Oh, isn't that funny? And the beginning of Northern Exposure is that small town, right?
Well, that's Roslyn. That's up at the top of the pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we tried to go see where the pie shop was, and we got pulled over, and she got in trouble.
Oh boy,
she had a badass attitude with the guy.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess he's been on my mind a lot lately. But there is something about this movie that it does feel very Twin Peaksy in or Blue Velvet. That idea of
Straight Story.
Straight story. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Totally. But just this idea of like a small town, something that seems very innocent, but like underneath the surface, there's all
Oh
this
yeah.
darkness that's kind of underneath everything. And Blue Velvet is in the movie. The song Blue Velvet is in.
That's true.
I
Wow.
didn't even notice that.
Is in the
That's
movie as
incredible.
well. And then like that shot after Billy dies, and Timothy Bottoms is like standing in that doorway, and like the screen door is slapping, and the wind is howling, and his hair is kind of standing up, and it's all black and white. I was like, this feels like Eraserhead to me. Like this is just
Wow.
like this. There's something about the sound design that really struck me this time,
Oof,
where
yes.
there's like all this wind, and kind of there are moments when it gets so intimate, and the sound goes almost all the way down, like where it's just
Yeah.
silent between these two people, and it just feels very eerie, but like also very close, like you feel like just with those people in that moment. But yeah, those were some of the things that stuck out to me this time.
Yeah, definitely all the Hank Williams songs really stuck out to me.
My mom, she
Uh,
would love this soundtrack. If there's a soundtrack, I got to get it onto her Apple Music.
Yeah. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of great 50s music. And yeah, I guess Peter Bogdanovich was very specific. It's like, we're going to only do music that would be in that time period. And there's no
Hmm.
actual score to the movie. It's all just needle drops. And it works perfectly. Just basically every scene has a little Hank kind of in the background. And it just
Yeah.
brings a perfect energy to the whole movie that I was
Yeah.
really enjoying.
Yeah. And it's all diegetic, meaning it's all like coming from a radio or a TV. It's actually like in the movie, in the scene. It's
Whoa,
not
that
like,
was quite a word you used.
yeah.
Hell?
Diegetic sound,
Yeah,
baby.
I did go to film school.
Wow,
Yeah.
look at the
I
brain
often
on Brad
go-
over here. That is now. What movie's that from?
Tarantino, right? Like,
Pulp
yeah.
Fiction.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction. Yeah, yeah.
So, one thing that I did notice that it didn't strike me before is how Bogdanovich controlled us emotionally as viewers.
Mm.
And that we see and experience through the other character's eyes as an audience member when Billy gets hit by the truck and the stages that Sonny goes through before he realizes that it's Billy lying on the street. And there was one camera shot that emotionally matches up with Billy, and you see that broom lying in the middle of the dusty road, and that's when your heart goes. And I thought, oh my God, that's just such brilliant camera work. With the rhythm of the subtext of what's going on. I really appreciated Bogdanovich's work more this time. I think, I was so gaga over all of the casting, but this time his touch really came through so strong.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a very cyclical nature to the movie because it starts and ends with that shot of it kind of panning across to the movie theater. It starts off with Billy sweeping. You've got, I think it's even the same Hank Williams songs in the beginning and the end of the movie. So it's kind of like,
Notice a couple duplicate songs actually.
yeah, so like it kind of it gives you that feeling of like we haven't gone anywhere, like we've just stayed in this space. Like, yeah.
Except we've lost stuff. It's like
Yeah.
just people have died or
Oh,
just
yeah.
going off to war.
But that's the
Sonny
thing. It
having to
killed us
turn
when.
around when he tries to drive away, and he has to turn that truck
Oh,
around.
that killed me.
Hmm.
That was like Truman Show moment, right? He goes
Yeah.
driving, can't get past the bridge. But also, my
Yeah.
mom and I, when Jeff Bridges is off to war, we know what the Vietnam War is, and that kid had no fucking idea.
It was the Korean War.
Oh, sorry, the Korean War. Yeah, we know
Yeah.
what's going to happen to him, probably.
Right.
Right?
Well,
Oh,
we
there's the sequel.
Yeah, we actually do know
Is there a
what
sequel
happened
to the
Dwayne.
Last Picture Show?
Yes.
What?
It came out in 1990, directed by Peter Bogdanovich, written by Larry McMurtry, based on a Larry McMurtry book. Has Sybil Shepherd in it, Jeff Bridges, Timothy Bottoms, Cloris Leachman, everybody's back. Except this movie is like a complete 180 from Last Picture Show. It's like Dwayne is this like rich oil man, and Cloris Leachman is like the woman keeping his books, and like
Wait,
Sonny
are they the
is
same
like
characters, or they're just the same actors?
Same characters.
Oh wow!
And it's just like 20
and it's
years
in
later.
Color.
Yeah, it's in
Mom,
color.
did you know that?
It's a comedy. It's like it's like a
What's it called?
It's called Texasville.
20 years after the Academy Award-winning Last Picture Show, it's a whole new ballgame. Dwayne's a millionaire oil man. Carla, his beautiful wife. And guess who just came back to town?
Don't I know you from somewhere?
Jeff Bridges.
JC, I'm Dwayne Jackson. We went together in high school for a while.
Sybil Shepherd.
Did I have you madly in love?
Madly.
Texasville.
Mom, did you know that?
No, I've never heard that before.
I gotta look this up real quick.
It sounds like a disaster.
The Last Picture Show ends on such a bleak note, and then like you watch Texasville, and it's like, nope, everything's
I'm
fine.
not watching
Like
that. I won't watch it. I don't like sequels, and I don't like remakes. I'm not watching that. I'm done with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it couldn't be further from like the vibe of Last Picture Show. I found it on some weird website. I probably got a virus from watching it, but like I skimmed it. I watched it at 2 times speed just to like get through it. And I was like, like there's like a whole scene where they have an egg fight, like there's like madcap slapstick, like comment. I'm like,
it sullies the
it really does. I was like,
anyone listening to this, don't. I just looked at one line. It goes, Dwayne and JC still trying to make it work. It's
yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's really a swerve, like, and a complete zag. Is very funny, but
yeah, there's some people on Letterboxd that seem to be defending this director's cut that's black and white, but it doesn't sound good from what you said. But maybe there's a version of the movie that's better. Yeah, it's funny. I did watch the movie that Bogdanovich did after Last Picture Show, What's Up, Doc?
Oh, nice.
In preparation for this, and that is a screwball comedy, they call it, and it's just very fun.
Goldie Hawn in that?
It's Barbara Streisand.
Oh, yes.
And Ryan O'Neal and Madeline Kahn. And that movie is just like a full-on comedy and super silly. So Peter Bogdanovich definitely, he has a love for goofy comedy antics.
This had a lot of comedy in it. I have to say, we were really laughing a lot. I mean, the acting was superb. It was so subtle and beautiful, and those funny moments were great.
Yeah, so many great little one-liners. I'm thinking of like when they're at the movies in the beginning, and Timothy Bottoms is like with his like first girlfriend, and she's like, "It's our anniversary." He's like, "It's been a year," and she's like, "Yeah." He's like, "It feels a lot longer." Yeah,
that's really good.
Or when they're at the swimming pool and they're trying to convince Sybil to take her clothes off, and then like Randy Quaid kind of like pops his head in the frame. He's like, "I did it last year."
And also the fact that there's like a younger brother kid like at this like weird adult teenage naked swimming party is like kind of funny, and she like throws her underwear in his face, and
the boy who said he won't sleep with her unless she loses it with someone else, and the next shot's her and Dwayne, and then that was probably what my mom and I laughed the hardest at when the 2 girls rush in and they go, "How was it?" "I couldn't even describe it."
Yeah, I can't describe it in words. Yeah, so good.
Yeah, just totally pretending. Bridges couldn't get it up.
Yeah, stop your prissing. You didn't even do it right. Like
you didn't even do it right.
So funny.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
And then there's a kind of a recurring gag where like there's that bully who just like keeps like messing with Joe Bob, like where he's just like combing his hair, and then he just like messes up his hair, or like he's eating a cookie and he just kind of silently just takes the cookie from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That little aside with Joe Bob too, where he grabs the girl, everything they're showing us is that in little small towns there are bursts of things that happen, but basically nothing happens. Like basically nothing happens.
Yeah.
And it you know, Ellen Bernstein, am I saying her name right? Ellen Bernstein,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, who I love in so many things. That wife is so dissatisfied in her life. And I thought it was very interesting when she finds out JC hooked up with her side piece. She's not even mad. You know, she's like, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a wild scene.
Yeah, it's wild.
That
but
is,
an
and
interesting choice.
it's kind of funny underneath it because she starts bad mouthing men with male stereotypes to comfort her daughter, and we've been cringing throughout the movie of bad stereotyping of women by the men. And then in this scene, you see the mother and daughter just going at it. Man haters are walking here. You know, it's
man eaters.
Ironic, and it was funny a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I like she raised her daughter to be a man eater, just like she is, and it's interesting.
Yeah, she's like, go to the doctor to make sure that you don't get pregnant, and like, you know, just try it out, see if there's any magic. Like she's like and she's like, no, that's the church. I would never. Sybil Shepherd's character is so much more conservative than her mom, and their mom's like, loosen up, like get out there, you know.
They are a lot alike though. When he gives her that beautiful watch, you know, she's a you know, and when she jumps in the water and the watch is on, that beautiful little look she gives the guy, but it's like she doesn't care, you know. That's the thing. That's when I mean, I don't know what the term is. I'm calling them man eaters, but you know, hide your husbands.
You know, the next guy will give her a nicer watch.
Yeah, that's right, Mom. Exactly.
All
Next
right.
guy will give her a nicer watch.
Exactly. Yeah, and Ellen Bernstein has a lot of those funny lines, like when the woman is like, I ought to slap you, and she's like, why don't you just kiss my ass?
Kiss my ass instead.
Yeah, and that was improvised by Ellen Bernstein. She threw that in there. Yeah.
Oh wow! I mean, I think that there's so much truth in what McMurtry writes, and do you see that in your dad, Austin? With every role that Glenn has ever tackled, there's that same kind of truth telling. You know, Pat and Sweeney and I used to just marvel at what your dad was doing, not only on stage in Detroit but in Chicago. And Pat once said, "Yeah, you know, I'd go see a Glenn Pruitt show anytime, hands down, better than anything else going on in town."
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had actually seen him on stage more. I mean, my memories of him are Christmas Carol when he played Jacob Marley, not Bob Marley. When he played Jacob Marley, and you know, I remember the days when he was doing Brendan Behan. But I don't think I ever saw that show.
Oh, he was so good in that.
Oscar Wilde, you probably saw, right?
And then, of course, The Madness of Oscar Wilde, which he did at Planet Ant. And that was, you know, I was obviously around for that. That was like when I was just graduating college, you know, and that was amazing.
Could see Dog Man. It was such a cool show, and there is a VHS of it somewhere, but our archives are a little spotty.
Oh my gosh. If you find that, please send it to me, because I think I did watch that VHS once, and then I asked my dad where it went, and he was like, oh, I threw all that stuff away.
Yeah. Well, you know, he and Bill Klein restored a lot of that in an archive, and I think your dad still has that archive going on. But I wanted, Austin, I have to ask you this quick question.
Yes, please.
Did you know that for Fool for Love, your dad drove from wherever he was in Texas to wherever the state roping champion lived, and he drove there, went right up to the door, knocked on the door, and asked the guy to teach him some rope tricks for Fool for Love.
Wow.
Because there were places in the play where supposedly the character gets out a rope and does rope tricks, twirls the rope.
That's
and
awesome.
Your dad did it The guy taught him, and he showed up ready to go first rehearsal, and he had those rope tricks down.
Wow.
That is the kind of actor that you just don't find.
So when he was doing Fool for Love in Michigan, he drove to Texas.
He was in Texas that summer before the show.
Okay.
And that's what happened. And it was the first show of the upcoming season.
Wow.
And so he showed up at first rehearsal straight from Texas and was ready to go.
That's so cool. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, I think my dad's an incredible actor. I wish he did it more. I mean, he's kind of swore it off, but it's
except for The Surge.
The Surge, of course, which you two were a part of.
Yes.
Yeah, the ongoing YouTube series.
Very epic.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Couple episodes of The Surge when we were in Hawaii.
Glenn, your eyes.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, it's a long saga.
I'm gonna get him. I'm coming back with Glenn. Okay, baby. Sorry, I cannot be with you today. I have another date with Haley and the Red Witch. Do not be afraid. It's only a volcano.
That was so fun. Well, your mom and dad are both such talented actors.
So special. Yeah.
Really thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really seen too much of them on stage, but whenever I do, but I still just I have such vivid childhood memories of the Attic Theater and Meadowbrook Theater and being backstage for Christmas Carol, and that was how I grew up.
Yep,
and
that's it. Me too, buddy.
I've apologized to Jamie many times for the fact that she had to grow up backstage and in a playpen in the light booth. And
I liked it. I liked
it too. I have very fond memories of it. Yeah.
It's very unique, and I've told my mom I enjoyed my childhood. It's almost like my life got a little boring after 18. Although anyone on the street thinks I have the most exciting life, but it's but I would get really sad when shows would close. I would cry and cry. I didn't like that at all. I'm a sentimental kind of person, and but it was very fun, and I wish there were better archives of that stuff. But maybe it's meant to be that this internet thing didn't pop up till when it did. God knows what separate troubles would have been born from that, right?
Yeah. Well, do we have any final thoughts on Last Picture Show? Anything that we didn't talk about yet that anybody wants to throw out there?
Let's all say our final thoughts.
Yeah.
We'll start with Zach.
Thank you to our new co-host.
Oh yeah.
I'm bossy.
Well, should we also do the funometer? Should we do the final thoughts and give our score?
Okay. Let's fire up the funometer. So this season we are ranking all of the movies that we talk about on the funometer, and we are ranking them from 0 to fun-100. So we're giving them a score somewhere in there, and so today we're putting the Last Picture Show into the funometer, and so Jamie, let's start with you.
All right.
Give us your final thoughts on Last Picture Show, and then 0 to fun-100. What do you think?
Okay. Beautiful film. Excellent and subtle performances. The underlying vision of small town living and the desperation to find excitement wherever you can. 5 stars. And on the funometer, given the material and all, I'm going to say it's a 50-50 5-0 on the funometer, meaning it's a very excellent movie, but it's only half fun, and the other half is very depressing.
Yes, I think that's accurate.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Well, Zach, why don't you give your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. This is a masterful film. It's beautifully shot, beautifully acted. Sybil Shepherd's incredible. It's like kind of a singular performance, but everyone's really good. And I just think the contrast of seeing these sad, middle-aged people wistfully being melancholic and talking about their regrets compared with like these young kids who don't know what their life's about. I think it's a really insightful contrast there, and just like seeing somebody who's like lived some life and has some regrets, and somebody that's just starting life and trying to figure it out. And I think this movie really captures that feeling really, really well. But it is very sad and depressing, but I do like that Jeff Bridges and Sonny, they become friends again. They have a big fight over Sybil Shepherd, but after some time they kind of bury the hatchet and go see a movie together. So I did like that, and the Hank Williams music that I mentioned is a lot of fun, and the horniness is fun. Got to give it some points, some horny points, which is fun.
Give it 10 full erections.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be the horniest movie we've covered, maybe next to Rocky Horror Picture Show, which we talked about earlier.
True.
It's like that one's definitely very horny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna go 60 on the funometer.
Fair.
Because it's very depressing, but there's enough funny jokes and funny moments to keep it a little more on the fun side, I think.
Yeah. That's beautifully put, Zach. I agree. I mean, I think that this is a masterpiece, and just such an incredible document in terms of, it's a young, new filmmaker, Peter Bogdanovich. It's his second film. He's like in his late 20s or early 30s. I'm not sure. But and then you've got all these powerhouse actors who went on to do great, great things. And in terms of the theme, like I was saying, I think that this movie is about trying to have fun. It's like trying to find fun in a town that doesn't have much to do. And, a lot of the conversations that Ellen Bernstein has with Sybil Shepherd are about why don't you go out and have fun? There's nothing to do in this town. Don't you ever want to do something right now? That whole idea. So I give it points for at least trying to dissect that idea of how kids and adults try to have fun. And that's kind of what the title is all about. It's the Last Picture Show. It's there's that line where it's it won't be much to do without the movies. So it's kind of a shrine in a way to things like the movies or sports or, the honky tonk and, Hank Williams and all this stuff. People are, listening to music constantly, trying to have fun. But, if someone asks you, I'm looking for a fun movie to watch tonight, I wouldn't say Last Picture Show is the first thing that comes to mind. But so for that, I think I'm going to split the difference between the two of you. I'm going 55 on the funometer.
Nice. Oh yeah, I had one more thought. I like that this movie captures how awkward sex can be, or there's just
Yes.
so many uncomfortable moments of I was thinking of Sonny and Cloris Leachman when they have sex, and it's just the creaking bed.
Oh my God.
And it's just so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of uncomfortable sexual scenes, and I feel that's pretty accurate and pretty bold for the time to represent that.
But is it fun?
It's funny, I think. It's funny to see sex represented that way.
Is it scale from Schindler's List to Dumb and Dumber? What are we looking at here?
That's basically what we've come down to. Yeah. Right now, the funnest movie that we've covered is Cat in the Hat. Mike Myers,
yes.
Cat in the Hat. That's top in the list.
That's the high water mark.
Yeah. That's a joke a minute, guys. That's a joke a page, that one. There's no way. There's maybe 2 jokes a page at
Exactly. All right. Lavinia, we'll give you the last word. What do you think?
Oh,
you
gee.
put it on the
You guys
funometer.
have said it all. You said it so well. I think maybe one little tiny thing to add is I really enjoyed the generational differences between the characters and what one generation passes on, both good and bad. And also that we're moving out of the 50s and you know, like those nylons with the little garter belt around the waist and having to unclip them and do all that paraphernalia. You know, Janis Joplin is just around the corner, and what's going to happen to that little town and the view of women? And you know, there's no fake June Cleaver anymore, and the 50s needed to go away.
Mm-hmm.
And we you know, we get to see a lot of that, and then we don't know what's going to happen next. And we can take comfort in that, so that all the upheaval that we feel right now, we don't know what's around the corner, and it doesn't have to be more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know, oh God, that tumbleweed going across the street in the dust at the end of the movie. You know, that little town is a ghost town, and it's going away, just like other eras in the United States have gone away. You go around that corner, and there's no going back.
Yeah.
And I kind of think that we can draw humor and draw hope for where we are. We're at a corner that we have to go around, and who knows what's going to happen next.
Wow.
So that's my final word.
What's your rating?
Oh, my rating.
How fun it is, not how good it is.
I thought the movie was a lot more fun this time around than the first time. And so I'm going to bump it up. And maybe because I watched it with Jamie, and we laughed our butts off several times and hooted and hollered and said, "Oh, look, I see Glenn in that moment." The fun meter for us was pretty high. So I'm going to agree with you on the 70.
Oh!
Okay. 70. That's a good score. And I'll have one more input into the funometer. My dad gave it an 80. So, with those 5 scores, let's put it in the funometer. Let it do its magic. A 63 on the funometer. So, beats out A Complete Unknown.
Well, yeah, okay, good. If that's where we're at, yes.
It beat out the Timothy Chalamet, Bob Dylan biopic.
Which I enjoyed, but it's not very funny.
And it beat the 97th Academy Awards, which Complete Unknown got a 54.75, and we got a solid 63 here for the Last Picture Show. So congratulations. Still on the fun side of things, Last Picture Show.
Wow, I was worried that this one might be our new bottom, but I'm kind of glad it didn't.
Timothy Bottoms.
Timothy Bottoms. Or for Jamie, I was wondering, since it's clear that the Last Picture Show wasn't your pick for most fun movie ever, I'm wondering if you have a movie that comes to mind that's like one of your favorite fun movies.
The most fun movie. I love John Waters' Hairspray.
Oh, good one.
I think that's very fun.
Is Divine in that?
Yes. Yeah, Divine, but not one of the most wild ones of Divine. I also really love Raising Arizona, of course.
Oh, yeah, it's one of my favorites. We covered that on the podcast.
All right, yeah.
That's a big fun
really
100.
Good. Yeah, that's a fun 100. You know, I was really into Pee-wee's Big Adventure when I was growing up.
Yeah,
that's probably
awesome.
somewhere on my list. But yeah, I think it might have to be either Hairspray or Raising Arizona at number 1.
Amazing. And we should say that last month we did our like mid-year check-in, and we went over like all of the movies that we thought were the most fun of the year so far. And topping the list, your friend Tim Robinson, Friendship is absolutely our most fun movie of the year so far. And I don't think anything's going to top that. So you can relay that back to him that we love it.
I will. My mom and I went together. That was what we did. I think it was on Mother's Day, maybe even.
Oh, nice.
I also thought after I said what I said, Home Alone. That might be my number one. That might trump the others.
That's
Sunday,
a great
May
one.
10th. Yeah, maybe we did see it in May, the beginning of May.
Yeah.
Before it went worldwide.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show
so much
was
fun.
Very funny. Oh my God, when he goes through that glass.
We were literally rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, we loved it. He's hilarious. Yeah, that's up there too, for sure. But not above Home Alone, Tim. Sorry.
No. Sorry. Yeah.
My favorite, I have one favorite that I'll throw out here because nobody's seen this because it came out in the 70s, but it was Walter Matthau and Elaine May, who was the funniest female comedian. She came out of New York, and she's just brilliant. And the name of that movie was A New Leaf. And Walter Matthau was trying to marry Elaine May.
You hear that, Mom?
For her money.
Zach has seen it.
Yeah, I've seen A New Leaf. That is a fun movie.
Oh, she's just brilliant in it. So, that's a laugh out loud.
And I just looked that up. I've never seen that.
I don't
and the Heartbreak Kid, another Elaine May movie, is also very fun.
Oh, I'll have to look that one up.
Now look at this. In this shot, Walter Matthau looks just like Steve Martin in My Blue Heaven.
Totally. All right. Well, thank you so much to Jaime and Lavinia. Do either of you want to plug anything while we're at the end here before we let you go?
You could follow me on Instagram. I'm always posting things that I'm doing in and out of town. I'm Jam Detroit at Instagram. And I want to thank you both so much for having us. We were really looking forward to this. Mom, anything to plug?
And I'm just going to say, Austin, it's just so wonderful to spend time with you. And Zach, I'm glad I got to meet you. And
likewise.
I just love your mom and dad to pieces, Austin. So you can pass that on to them.
Well, they love you too. And what we say here is we love the movies.
And we love our family. That's our catchphrase.
And you guys are officially now part of the Film with Family. So welcome.
You're in the family. Yes, we also want to thank our listeners for checking out this episode. You can always follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Patreon at Film with Family.
And if you'd like to send us an email, you can always send us a message at filmwithfamilypodcast@gmail.com.
Like and subscribe.
Oh, yes. And leave a comment. And if you're not subscribed to our Patreon, we always appreciate new members. It's $1.99 a month. You get an episode every month. And it's a great community, so join us on the Patreon.
Yeah, and you get the whole back catalog. All right, well, thank you again, Jaime and Lavinia. It's such a pleasure, and hope to see you around. Maybe see you in Detroit, maybe see you in LA.
Yay.
Come to Chicago.
Yay.
Right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.